All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in tonight's video. Undefeated 1-0 against the Washington Commanders today, 37-20. I get it. You're going up against a brand new rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels. You're going up against a completely revamped team offensively, defensively, coaching, head coach, coordinator-wise in the Washington Commanders. So you're at home. It was anticipated that the 10-7 playoff victory over the Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to get the job done today, but 37-20, Liam Cohn's debut as the offensive coordinator. Baker Mayfield looked like, seriously, an MVP candidate today. I've already seen a bunch of comments on these videos, on these Bucs videos, saying Baker low-key MVP this upcoming season. There's something just so intriguing about this Buccaneers team, and we're going to run through today's game. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Bucs and NFL content. If we try and get this video to 100 likes, folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. Once again, the final score is 37-20. It really wasn't close. Even in the first half, the first half score was 16-7. The game was never really close. It really wasn't. Tampa Bay dominated time of possession, 34 minutes to 26 minutes. They went 9 of 13 on third down conversions. They had 392 total yards of offense, 0 turnovers. They did have 7 penalties, but folks, if you watched any NFL football game today, penalties are all over the place. I will have to say this. Now, I haven't watched that Saints-Panthers game, but I would just say, off the top of my head, I've watched 5 or 6 football games already today. Tampa looked probably the best. I'm watching Bears, Titans. I'm watching Pittsburgh Falcons. I'm watching Broncos, Seahawks. I'm watching all these games, and you can tell for every single team that I just mentioned, it's the first week of the regular season. But Tampa looked extremely well-rounded, and obviously being led by Baker Mayfield, this dude's coming off probably the best season of his career. They won a playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody's freaking out about Dave Canales moving on over to Carolina Panthers. How's that working out for them week 1? No shade thrown, or no shade meant to be thrown, but Baker Mayfield today, this afternoon, 24 of 30, 289 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. It was a work of art. It really was. So let's get into the running back room. Tampa notoriously, especially the last 2 seasons, terrible rushing attack. Just so bad statistically. And when you take a cat like Rachaad White, who today, even in the rushing game, we'll get to the receiving in just a second here, 15 rushes, 31 yards, averaged only 2.1 yards per carry, including a long of 15 yards. Rachaad White still couldn't get anything going today. It's something I'm keeping a close eye on because I know there's so much talent there, but it's crazy, and it's not that crazy because Bucky Irving, the dude in college was a freaking stud last season, but he was the leading rusher for Tampa Bay today. 9 carries, 62 yards, including a long of 31. He averaged 6.9 yards per carry. Baker Mayfield also doing his thing, being a mobile QB, under-the-radar mobile QB, 3 carries, 21 yards. The total rushing team, 30 attempts, 112 yards, averaging only 3.7 yards per carry. But I got to say, I'm going to give Rachaad the benefit of the doubt here because there's so much talent. He's just got so much talent. Once again, we're going to get to the receiving room in just a second because he was the second leading receiver for Tampa Bay today. But Bucky Irving making his NFL rookie debut, 9 carries, 62 yards, averaging 6.9 yards per carry. That has me licking my chops for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back room this upcoming season. So let's get into the receiving room. Chris Godwin, so underrated. He had such an underperforming statistical season last year, and it really wasn't even that underperforming. 8 total catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown, folks. Baker Mayfield had phenomenal stats. Once again, 24 of 30, 289 yards of passing, 4 total touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Some of the throws he was making in the pocket, rushing out of the pocket, running from passer or edge rushers, I mean, Baker literally looked phenomenal today. I can't emphasize it enough. I don't care if you're going up against Washington's defense. I don't care if you're going up against Kansas City's defense. It doesn't matter to me. What I saw today was a much more improved Baker Mayfield than last year. And once again, he's probably coming off the best season of his career. So Rachaad White, 6 catches, 75 yards, averaging 12 and a half yards per reception. I'm not giving up on Rachaad. I will refuse to give up on Rachaad White. This dude is a freaking beast. But once again, just like last year, if we're basing it off of today's afternoon game, this guy in the receiving room is a much different animal than in the running back room. But offensive line play, game planning or play calling, I should say, all that stuff has to be taken into account. Rachaad White had a phenomenal freaking game. Mike Evans, 10 straight consecutive seasons over 1,000 yards, 5 catches, 61 yards, including 2 total touchdowns from Mr. Baker Mayfield. We're not ending it just there. Jalen McMillan, the rookie wide receiver, 1 catch for 32 yards, and that was a freaking touchdown. Trey Palmer, entering his sophomore campaign, 1 catch for 19 yards. Bucky Irvin, also 2 catches for 14 yards. And then Cade Otton, only 1 catch on 2 targets for 5 yards. I would anticipate heading into the rest of the season and into week number 2 that is going to drastically change. Moving to the defense, Dennis with a sack, 7 total tackles, Shoyinka with a forced fumble and a sack. This defense, statistically, only 2 sacks, but 2 forced fumbles on the day, man. They did not make Jayden Daniels' life easy. I get it, it was rookie debut. Jayden Daniels today, 17 of 24, 184 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the passing game. I would just say I think most of that came at the end of the game in just kind of garbage time, as a lot of people like to say. He did get it going in the rushing department. Jayden Daniels finished 16 carries. Yep, he's a quarterback. 88 total yards, including 2 total touchdowns. Then Brian Robinson Jr., 12 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. The reason I want to point that out is because Tampa, technically, they take so much pride in the rush defense. And technically, they gave up 30 carries for 138 total yards, averaging 4.6 yards per carry and 3 rushing touchdowns. But most of it's Jayden Daniels. Pretty much all of it was Jayden Daniels. And just the point I'm trying to say is this was Jayden Daniels' NFL debut. And if you're giving up 88 rushing yards to a quarterback, it's probably extremely hard to game plan for a dude who's never played in the NFL, obviously, but especially with that dual threat rushing ability. At no point in the entire football game did I ever worry about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing this game. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Bucs and NFL content. But guys, give me a team grade rating down below. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon. Peace.